so the big news of the day, you guys probably saw it. If you have Twitter or you have a cell phone or you have a friend who has Twitter or a cell phone, you've heard the news. We'll break it down for you guys right now. It's not good news. Deebo Samuel has officially broken his foot. He has suffered a Jones fracture during the workout that happened literally on Tuesday, like just a couple of days ago, as he was going through a practice with a lot of other teammates down there, a private players-only workout in Nashville. He already underwent surgery, so the surgery has officially happened today, and they're saying he's expected to be good to go by the early start of the season. So week 1 will be the big question. There's no real prediction as to will it be week 1, week 4, week 6, like what does early part of the season mean? We have to wait and see on that one. Here's the deal in terms of a Jones fracture. It's the same exact injury that wide receiver Trent Taylor suffered at the very beginning of training camp last year. If you remember, Trent Taylor had a ton of complications with that. It got infected. He had one surgery after another. In the end, Trent Taylor had 5 total surgeries and missed the entire year. Now, we talked about it. Trent Taylor is healthy. He's good to go. But the fear for a lot of 49er fans is that it's the same exact injury. And the fear there is, could complications really hinder Deebo Samuel going into the 2020 season? Now, here's the deal on Deebo Samuel. It's that simple. Despite the fact he only caught 3 touchdowns last year, he is by far and away the #1 wide receiver for the 49ers entering the 2020 season. And he was my pick, really, to have an absolutely monster year. Now, the Niners have a lot of talent. You could pick Mostert, you could pick Ayuk, you could pick Kittle. But I really thought, especially seeing those final couple of games in the regular season, that Deebo Samuel was going to ball out. He's had the injury now, and all we can do is sit back and hope it is not similar to what happened with Trent Taylor. I will say this. If he was going to suffer a foot injury, you want it to happen right now. You don't want it to happen in training camp. You don't want it to happen week 1. He at least still is months away from the start of the NFL season. So again, the hope is he should be ready to go by the early part of the year. An injury like this is never ideal, but if you had to pick a time for Deebo Samuel to injure himself, it would be right now. It works out, and hopefully it'll work out in the end. Let me know right now in the comments section your one-word reaction to the Deebo Samuel injury. What do you think? It's tough, right? That'd be my one word. It's tough. But again, the hope is early part of the season, and they drafted Brandon Ayuk for reasons. Hopefully we'll see what happens with that overall. This leads us right into our next story, what was going to be our lead story of the night, until, of course, the Deebo Samuel injury. Practicing with Jimmy Garoppolo in private workouts there in Nashville. So we've talked about this before in terms of Jimmy Garoppolo working out at San Jose State with a couple of wide receivers here and there. It's grown into this. So Jimmy Garoppolo set up a private organized workout with 15 plus players that included a lot of big name guys, including Kittle, including Ayuk, and yes, of course, including Deebo Samuel. It's still obviously uncertain whenever training camp is going to start, but this basically takes the place of what a mandatory minicamp would have looked like. Yahoo Sports actually is the one who broke the story, and they have a lot of names in terms of who actually was available and who was there. So at least 15 49er players joined in on the workout. All 4 quarterbacks, Garoppolo, Beathard, Nick Mullins, and undrafted rookie Brock Ruder were there, along with Juszczyk and tight ends George Kittle and, of course, Charlie Warner. Numerous receivers participated as well, alongside Samuel, who got injured. Jennings included Kendrick Bourne, Deontay Pettis, Trent Taylor, Jalen Hurd, Sean Poindexter, and first-round pick Brandon Ayuk. So all the wide receivers are there, which is good news. Now, of course, one got injured, but now, as you look at the wide receiver depth chart, everybody gets moved up one, right? Because Deebo Samuel, if he's not ready for week 1, your #1 wide receiver, I guess, becomes Brandon Ayuk, Jalen Hurd, Kendrick Bourne, 1, 2, 3. Does this create room for Dante Pettis to make the roster? Remember a couple of weeks ago, I did my most likely cap casualty cuts, and I had Dante Pettis as one of them. If Deebo's unable to go through the first quarter of the season, like the first 4 games, Pettis might be the benefactor here in terms of making the team and getting a lot more reps. So again, if you're just joining us, of course, Deebo Samuel has broken his foot, a Jones fracture. The hope is, though, he should be good to go by the early part of the season. So, great question right here. Which wide receiver needs to step up in Samuel's absence? I think you got to go with one of the guys already on the team. It's got to be Bourne. It's got to be Pettis, because, let's be honest, for as excited as I am about Jalen Hurd and Brandon Ayuk, there's just no guarantee that they're going to be, up to speed in terms of week 1. So some of the veteran guys there, and of course I say veteran because Kendrick Bourne's not really a veteran, they need to step up. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Now, of course, Father's Day is just a couple of days away, so it would be unfair to me to not, first off, remind you, right? Surprise, Father's Day is coming up on Sunday, and you're going, oh, Thomas, I had no idea. Well, we got you covered. We got perfect gifts right now. The perfect gift for the perfect climate, of course, is a 49er mask. Chatsports.com/49ers mask. 1 is the link to go down here. 1 mask, only $14.99. Got the logo right there on it, so you actually look good whenever you're wearing a mask, and it's hard to do because masks look very, very weird. But of course, you got to wear it. You got to look safe. Pick one up right now. It ships within 1 day. So it leaves the warehouse within 1 day. And most likely, unless you're living, way across, the world, it's going to be there in time for Father's Day. So chatsports.com/49ers mask 1 to pick up this mask in time for your dad's special day. Moving on here, good news, because of course we started with all the bad news happening with the 49ers. Kyle Shanahan, he has a brand new contract extension. This dropped just a couple of days ago. It's a 6-year deal. You think the 49er front office likes Kyle Shanahan? You think the owner likes Kyle Shanahan? The answer is obviously but he will be one of the top 5 highest paid coaches in the National Football League, according to ESPN's Adam Schefter. So this is great news for 49er fans. This is a no-brainer. This is an absolute no-brainer. You cannot find a single 49er fan who would disagree that Kyle Shanahan is one of the best young coaches in the National Football League. I don't think you can find a single fan in the National Football League who would make the argument, well, he's not that great. No, he is. Kyle Shanahan has absolutely been fantastic. He took a 49er team that was absolutely garbage in 2016. He won 6 games with a backup quarterback. And then you fast forward literally just a couple of years, as you see on your screen there, they're in the NFC Championship game, they're in the Super Bowl, and they're really just a couple of plays away from winning Super Bowl 54. So Kyle Shanahan has done one of the great turnarounds in the National Football League and obviously deserves a 6-year deal. The question now, at least in my opinion, is how much money? Like, is he going to be the highest paid coach in the National Football League, the second highest, the third highest, the fourth highest? These are your highest paid guys right now. Good old Bill Belichick, a lot of Super Bowl rings get you a lot of money. There's $12 million a year. Pete Carroll, number 2 at 11. Gruden is on that 10-year, $100 million deal. You got Peyton at 9.8 and Harbaugh at 9. So Schefter said top 5, so it's going to be at least $9 million. My guess is it's probably like 10.5. As you can't make the argument that Pete and Bill deserve less because they've actually won Super Bowls, but even though Gruden and Peyton have as well, I guess Harbaugh has too. But I would put him right there about 10.5. So obviously, whenever it happens, we'll update you guys in terms of how much money it is going to be. But to me, this is an absolutely no-brainer deal. I love it. I think Kyle Shanahan is fantastic. And so right now, you should like this video if you guys enjoy. And if you love the contract extension, like the video right now here at Chat Sports. Just scroll right down and hit the little thumbs up button, right? Helps us out, and it shows your love not only for Kyle Shanahan, but for the 49ers as well. With that being said, the Shanahan deal is officially done. Well, does his running mate, John Lynch, I mean, they've been joined at the hip since signing, of course, just a couple of years ago. Is it Lynch's turn for a new deal? Because you can make the argument, without John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan does not have the players and the skill and the talent that he currently has on the football team. So the question really that everyone's asking right now in the land of the 49ers is, of course, when will this deal be done? Should it be done for GM John Lynch? I think it's going to happen sooner rather than later because I just don't see how you can go, yes, Kyle Shanahan, you're fantastic. You're a great coach. You got great schemes and everything. John Lynch, I know you got him all these great players, and trust me, there's a lot of great players on the 49ers, but we don't want to extend you. For as great as Kyle Shanahan has been, and again, the play calling is all him, John Lynch is a team builder here. Struggled in the first draft he had in 2017. You think Reuben Foster and Solomon Thomas with his first 2 picks didn't turn out too great. He was able to rebound, though, and really has turned into one of the best rosters and one of the best GMs in the entire National Football League. So drop me a comment right now down below if John Lynch is a top 5 NFL GM. GMs are tough. So give me a Y for yes and N for no. There are a lot of good NFL GMs, but not a lot who can make a quick turnaround for a football team that was as bad as 3-year change from no playoffs to a Super Bowl berth. I think he is. I'd be typing Y down below in the comment section right now. Also, before we keep going, be sure to subscribe to the 49ers Report, nonstop coverage, of course, of the 49ers. Excuse me, as we always do here. As we always do here. Be sure to subscribe because we do a lot of great content. We do live videos, we do rumors, we do news, we do mailbags, we do stuff like we're doing right now, where we don't only give you the news, but we're also going to go ahead and give you a live Q&A portion as well and answer your questions. So if you like the content, press the subscribe button. You know where it is. It's right down below. Go ahead and click that for me. That way you guys are subscribed. More stuff in terms of news, and then, of course, we're going to get to your questions here in just a little bit. Jimmy Garoppolo recently was discussing the Tom Brady rumors, as of course many of us talked about here as, the Niners are interested in trading Jimmy Garoppolo and signing Tom Brady, which I said was ridiculous, and turned out it absolutely was ridiculous. But finally, Jimmy Garoppolo was asked about it, and he, of course, had some thoughts on that overall. It sounds like Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch kept Jimmy Garoppolo in the loop, which, of course, is exactly what you need to do to maintain a relationship. So it feels like it's fine. Brady's a buck, and the 49ers and 49er fans should move on from it overall. Here was Jimmy Garoppolo about the Tom Brady offseason rumors that we have them for you on your screen. The one thing I can say, quote, But the whole situation was Kyle and John were very honest with me and with me the whole time. That's their job. Put the best team together possible, and you got to respect that. So as long as they are honest and truthful, as long as the honesty and truthfulness is there, I respect those guys, love those guys. It's going to be a fun year this year. You know what I take away from this? If we're being absolutely honest, because you can just, from a base be like, okay, they updated him and they didn't sign Brady, it's fine. That tells me that they were actually interested in signing Tom Brady. It just didn't work out in the end, whether it was money or they eventually believed in Jimmy Garoppolo. I would go with the latter portion of that one. But it's fun to hear Jimmy Garoppolo say, hey, listen, they did it the right way. They kept me in the loop. No worries. I'm the starting quarterback of the 49ers. We're going to have a great year, as many of us have predicted Jimmy Garoppolo is going to have. Now, question. This is an interesting one. Better quarterback right now, Jimmy Garoppolo or Tom Brady? To me, this is tough because Tom Brady's Tom Brady, right? He's won as many Super Bowls as he has for a reason. And if you were going to go ahead and take a quarterback right now for the next 5 years, you'd take Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, if you're going to take the next best quarterback for one season, would it be Brady? I don't know. I'm going to leave it up to you guys. Type J down below for Jimmy G, and of course, type T down below for Tom Brady. Tough question overall. Give me your answer down below.